God allows so much suffering?
I do not know why God allowed evil and suffering. For thousands of years, philosophers and theologians have struggled with that question. They've never come up with an ultimate answer. And I am not going to be able to ultimately answer you. I do not know. But as a follower of Christ, I have to think. First point, Genesis chapter 1 records that when God created this, God saw that it was good. When God created that, God saw that it was good. So God did not create evil, suffering, and death. But in Genesis chapter 3, we read how human beings rebel against God. And when we told God to step off, to get lost, to remove his act elsewhere, he partially honored our request. And when God stepped back, chaos, destruction, and death entered. So you and I were not born into a fair world. You and I are born into an unfair world. Not because God created it that way, but because the all-powerful God chose to partially limit his power by creating me free. If I hold back and slap this man and turn to you and say, God made me do it, I'm a con artist. I'm a liar. God gave me a hand for the purpose of loving and respecting this man. But because I have a free will, I can roll this hand into a fist and send it crashing into his handsome face. If I have the audacity to say God made me do it, I'm a liar. I have a free will. And you and I live in a world where there's a tremendous amount of suffering, evil, and death that's a direct result of human irresponsibility. But remember, when we human beings rebel against God, God steps back and evil, chaos, suffering, and death enter the experience of humankind. Now, why? Why did God choose to create us with free will? Ultimately, I do not know. Well, come on, Cliff. It would be better if we didn't have free will. Then we wouldn't have evil and all this suffering and death. Yeah? We also wouldn't have love. Because in order to be real, love has to be free. If it ain't free, it ain't love. If he's been dating somebody for the past 2 months, and she has said to him, I love you, and tonight his dad calls him up and says, son, I've been paying her $1,000 a month to date you. He'd be royally bummed out. Why? Because you cannot manipulate or force love. And God created us to live in a love relationship with himself. You cannot force love. Oh, but God's all-powerful. He can do anything he wants. No, that's not what the Bible teaches. God cannot make square circles. God cannot make 2 + 2 = 5. And God cannot make himself exist and not exist at the same time in the same way. Impossible. When the Bible says that God is all-powerful, it means he's all-powerful over his creation. But obviously what he's chosen to do is he's chosen to limit his power and give us free will.